Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are doing a super cool collab with two girls from the Instagram. Let me just say it properly. Bex and B have ASD and ADHD. So they are two best friends, and we are going to be discussing how hard friendships and how complex ADHD in relationships can be. But first, if you can just smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate that. But here we go, let's get on to the video. So I'm just waiting for them to join the group Zoom chat thing. Whew, I'm so anxious. I don't really like talking to new people. I get super anxious, but I know it's so important to get the awareness out there of ADHD, but it's just hard. Yeah, I'm just super nervous.
Okay. Hi, I'm B, this is Bex, and we have ADHD and
ASD.
And together we are Bex and B has
ASD and ADHD.
and we are joined by...
Hi Bex, hi B, I'm Molly's ADHD mayhem.
Hey! Why did you do that?
I don't know!
So what's the topic we're doing, right? Friendships?
Yeah. Connections
Yeah,
with people.
connections with people.
That's cool. I was gonna say, if we're talking about relationships, I'm not your person. You don't ask me nothing.
For me.
Yeah, you're not great.
Well, how old am I? 22.
But I'm feeling 22.
Everyone does that. Oh, don't be such a cringe.
The 27 club, because it's the most likely year that people
Die.
die.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you
You're less likely to commit suicide, apparently.
Well,
Oh, that's a good statistic, isn't it? Right. Right.
right, should let's. You have 10 minutes left to talk. Oh damn.
So, I mean, I've not done any organising. I haven't got no questions, but I suppose we could kind of start. I mean, how did you become friends, I guess? Or like what your hardest things are being friends?
Yeah, that's always hard.
We met at a job actually.
We met Alcoholics Anonymous.
No longer anonymous.
Yeah, we met working in a nursery.
Okay.
And like I'd been told that she was like someone that you don't want to work with.
And I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, we basically been like had people say that we were like pain to work with, which to be fair is probably true. And then yeah, we ended up being put in the same room together with nobody else helping in the baby room, and so we were both like, oh my god. And then we had like the most efficient, like decent day ever. Normally working in the baby room was like super stressful, and we were just like, oh, I'll do this, and we were like, okay, I'll do that, and it was just easy and it
And then
flowed.
they never put us together again.
Yeah, and then they didn't let us go together because we were too happy. You're not
And
allowed to be happy and work.
And it's a church.
Did you find though, I just had to leave my job, like because I was bullied out of it because there was a lady who just didn't like me. But do you find that people kind of, they just don't vibe with us straight away? They get like some sense of like, I don't know, but she didn't really know me. I don't know what I did. I must have pissed her off or something, but she then just completely hated me, and then she just kept blaming it on my ADHD as soon as she found out I had it. It's just, people are just assholes.
Yeah.
I've had that, like the long-term job I had last time was I had to leave that because of people being like bullies and stuff, and I'd been off for mental health reasons anyway because they were so awful for a year. Like they didn't let me have a break. You found like I suppose growing up, like what kind of friend have you got, like close friendships with people from long ago?
So
Yeah.
I mean I was only diagnosed last year, so I went through like the whole of my school life being a loner basically. Like I tried to like fit in, then I'd get a great friend, but then for some reason I'd like just muck it up and I'd be jealous that they've got other friends, so then it'd like kind of like make a big rift between us, and then I'm just left to do it again, if you know what I mean. Like then I'd jump onto the next person, and it just kept happening like that. But I did have a really good friend, but she left me for a boy, you know. She got a boyfriend, so I kind of, yeah. But yeah, she was my best friend for like the longest I've ever had one. It's like 4 years. We were best friends. Yeah, and I've just not bothered since. Friends just don't come naturally to me.
Molly, my cousin's called Molly. One who lives in Tesco's.
Now that's ADHD, if that's not anything.
10 years later.
I've been thinking about that for 5 minutes. And I've been like, when's the right time to say it? wait for silence, B. I find it easy making friends. I just struggle keeping them. Although it depends. If I'm in a room, if I go somewhere and there's no one that I know there, then I'll just be quiet, and then they'll be like, you know, like I've got this good group of
Sounded like some Jewish thing you're about to come out and sorry.
Like, I'm good friends with these childminders now, but they said the first time they met me at playgroup, I was so quiet and everything. I don't know if I was on my ADHD meds then or not, I don't know. But yeah, they said I was so quiet and I didn't really talk, and now they're like, are you going to shut up? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that's what happens to me though. Like, I get friendly with someone, then I just don't shut up. And they're literally looking at me like, can I talk? Can I talk now? Yeah, I just don't shut up.
I can't get a word in edgeways, and I'm like, well, try harder.
Yeah, talk over. That's what I do. I just talk louder. I tell them to shut up. I'm talking, Bethany.
Do you find, right, your friendship hard because do you both have ADHD or like?
I'm going through my assessment at the moment for it.
You're just autistic.
I'm autistic, but I definitely show. I mean, the thing, yeah, I'm actually autistic at the moment until they pass me, and then I get granted the rights to have ADHD.
Thing is that they've changed it all now, so ASD, ADHD, and Asperger's all interlinked, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of connections. I mean, we both notice with each other that, like, she's got a lot of traits that I've got, and I've got a lot of things that she's got from, like, the ADHD and autism, so we wouldn't be surprised if we both have both.
Yeah. I asked my ADHD therapist, and she said, no, you're not autistic. You're on the Asperger's spectrum, but you're not autistic. And I'm like,
yeah, well, it doesn't exist anymore, so she's wrong.
And I've got OCD as well.
Just autism now.
But apparently the dude said, because my OCD is not life debilitating, whatever the fucking word it is, he was like, I swore.
It doesn't. I'll edit it out.
My OCD isn't is that the word, debilitating?
Yeah.
He was like, you probably don't have OCD. And I was like, really, Clive? Is that so?
Clive.
You're quite funny. You're quite funny.
We were funny.
I'm clearly funny.
We're so glad that
You're like the Ant and Dec.
they're the best
We
ones.
made it.
Now, if everybody
Why
else
can't
could
we
do
be
that,
Ronnie
like,
and
pay us to be
Reggie?
funny.
Was it? No, they're not. Ronnie
and Reggie.
You can be them if you want. I guess if that's what.
We're not far off.
It's the crack and the
bring it
hookers.
to a knife.
What was
Yeah.
the point?
So yeah, Clive told me that I didn't have OCD. I don't even think his name was Clive, but
What a douchebag Clive is, eh?
OT, and she was like, "Oh, you might have a no." I didn't speak to the OT. It was my ADHD
What's an
person,
OT?
occupational therapist.
What is that? What do they
It's
do?
like they're basically based for more work-based thing.
No, it's not.
Oh.
I see an occupational therapist for my work.
Yeah, but that's the Occy health thing.
Still occupational therapist.
So occupational therapist is helping you with like life.
Oh, is it the difference between the occupational health and occupational therapy? Oh, okay, so I always get muddled up. It's having dyslexia for now, done out.
And then being a stubborn ass bitch. I'm right.
Does it help?
I think my first one's next week actually.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay. Are you on medication? Oh, sorry.
We're gonna do things.
Are you on medication or not? No.
I've tried to come off of it, but I couldn't because I'm like too addicted to it. Essentially,
Yeah.
it's too hard, and it's just like I had to start work.
Yeah. No.
Like what you to do? It's just like I can't just sit in the corner of my room and like rock backwards and forwards. Like the zapping won't stop. Anxiety.
Anyway, you were talking about medication and I interrupted.
Yeah, you did.
I think we should call this video, right? Everything and everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
We started off here, but then we went here.
Verbal diarrhea.
But it's good though, because at least people can see like ADHD. I guess we're just going off like in crazy directions. Yeah. Have you been on Elvance? Any of you?
17 minutes. I was on the highest dose for all of my ADHD meds, and I was like, they're not touching the sides. It's not working. I'm too ADHD.
You were a nightmare when you were on meds when I knew you.
I was
You were just like, she was so moody, and then like if she wasn't moody, she'd go and cry somewhere, but not tell anybody that she was upset or anything. And just like she sent us a picture of her on a child's climbing frame in a park somewhere. Like, I'm just sat here crying when we were all at like a house gathering beforehand, and it's just like,
we were literally with you 5 minutes ago. Why didn't you that you were sad? Just like,
alone, and I'm so sad. No one loves me.
That is a pure mood.
just left.
I remember that. I think it's still on my Instagram story.
Incredibly tragic. I've got to get myself through this.
Maybe I could do a live one. So this is B on medication. How are you, B? Fuck off. In another nursery I worked at, and then it was just making me hyper focus on cleaning.
Oh my god, the cleaning.
You can't ask the kids, and you can't do that in a nursery. You can't be like, the kids are like midway for a puzzle. You're done now.
Next!
You want to build a tower? Well, do it outside. House.
No, we're not playing with sand. Sand is dirty.
I do love a good argue.
Yeah, I mean,
I love pissing people off.
Debate a lot.
It's fun, and it winds Bex up because she's like, "You're just being an asshole now," and I'm like, "Me? Never. Am I being an asshole?" She's like, "Shut
you're
up."
just being so rude.
And I'm like, "But don't you just love it?" And then I'd be all pedantic and everything, and then I'd be like,
Stu does the same thing. I just like have a little meltdown over it. I can't like. I think it's just part of like my natural reaction to confrontation. Is the moment when I get into a very childlike state. But rather than going the way that she goes of just being like, look at me, I go the other end of just being like, no, stop it. Exactly. I mean, that's why we're quite horrible to each other sometimes. But like, we don't take it as like a meaning thing. Like, it's not as like it's coming from our hearts of like just being through you. So I suppose it's just kind of remembering that, you know, sometimes you don't have to take everything so seriously. To tolerate each other more, because we'd be just like, well, if she can tolerate me, so can you.
Exactly. No, but it's hard though. It's really, I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on like relationships in general anyway, especially like with my sibling, like with my younger sister, like it's super hard.
I mean, like, I was like that when in particular, I think my worst time was about 17, 18, 19. But then I also became like really ill anyway, so I think like added.
Oh my god, you're so funny.
It's like having a constant like little cheerleader in the background.
Carry this bitch.
Christmas face. COVID-19.
What?
That's the money maker. That's what makes the money. Be careful.
No, this makes us money.
No, it's Becky with the good hair.
What age were you diagnosed with like autism and ADHD?
I wasn't diagnosed with autism until like not even last year, it was this year. They kind of pretty much essentially said it. I think it was in
July.
ADHD stuff I was talking about with my doctor recently, because from the autism stuff they said there was a lot of things that weren't inherently autistic to prove a diagnosis. Oh look, it's me, it's Bethany, I can talk now.
And then I moved to Bristol. No, I got diagnosed when I was in Devon. And then bogey mate.
We're just doing a high and a
I
bye.
got diagnosed, can't we just add on that end of it?
Oh, did you take 3 hours to say it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Okay. So I got diagnosed when I was 8, and then moved to Reading. No, we didn't. We moved from
this again. We moved from Reading to Devon to Devon to Reading to Reading to Devon to somewhere else, up my auntie's grandma's ass. Fuck me.
We moved from Reading to Devon, and then from Devon to Bristol. And then Cam's basically in Bristol, just like trying to fob us off.
But not Cam's in Devon.
No.
In July, right? Been doing the whole way through. It's just like, yeah. And do like, what's the maybe it's just born with it.
Maybe it's
Maybelline.
And then my mum didn't really think the Ritalin and medication helped, so then we stopped that. And then I went from the ages of 14 to 22 with no medication and no help, and then I had CBT, and I was like, go through your history, and the woman was like, so have you got re-diagnosed for adult ADHD? And I was like, I would have no ADHD no more. And she was like, bitch, you joking? Of course you got ADHD, babe. It's just that, not ADHD. And then I got re-diagnosed at the age of 22 or 23. And I have severe combined ADHD. And boom, here I am. Tried medication, made my mouth dry, made me zone out. So yeah. Well, maybe we should just leave it there. And then maybe we can do another one.
Thanks for our never-ending rambling. Wait, no, thanks for listening to our never-ending rambling.
And joining us on our live.
Thank you, Molly.
I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, there you go, Molly. We made it.
We did it. You're welcome.
20 minutes.
Enjoy.
Another broken plate, another called off date. We never seem to get it right. Another heart attack, words that we can't take back. We are the reason opposites attract. Once you slam the door on the second floor, I regret it all.